What's up, gays, straights, and other days? It's Mally. I'm back with another episode of Lady in Mystery, and we have just hit 50 parts in this series, so thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me that I can just keep going with this game and y'all just love it. So let's get back into this. We're about to do some hecking crimes with our girl Ilgime slash Garyan slash I don't know what she wants me to call her, but let's just go. Okay, we're back in the office. Sung-do, you put your names on all the congratulatory messages you submitted. Jung Pyung-ho's low and slow voice filled the air. The lecturer, who has been working so hard all afternoon, looked at this young professor Jung Pyung-ho, who's younger than him, with a dumbfounded face. Huh? Yes. Is there a problem? You should change your name. You didn't even write this on your own. There's the original text that you referred to. Of course I referred to the other text for the first couple writings, but I wrote more than half of it. I wrote this. Why? I didn't ask that. What original text did you refer to? Lee Myung-bok's poem and Cho Yeon-ju's essay and... But sir, this is unfair. It's the first poem that was selected in my 15 years of being a lecturer. The lecturer protested aggressively, but Jung Pyung-ho didn't even fully listen to what he had to say and just put a promissory note on the table. Kim Sung-do, I'll give you money. Take it when you can. I'll give you about 30 young. You can buy 2 tiled roof houses with that money. Or you can hire a tradesman and open a store. They say some people now are proud of being a merchant. Do you want me to get you a store near the 6 stores in Hanyang? You don't have to give me that much money. Forget it. I'm not going to take that money. Why don't you stop pretending that you don't know what I mean? Give me the writing and resign. Leave the Translation Academy. Mr. Professor, I'm doing you a favor because I didn't want you to lose your livelihood since you've been trying hard for so long. Come to my house in the near future. I already told you that I'll give you enough money for your writing. Sir! Now get out. The lecturer swept up office supplies on the desk and grabbed Jung Pyung-ho by his throat. Damn it! You just moved here from some military branch. Do you think you can do this to me just because you are my superior? Have you lost your mind after being called sir at such a young age? If you want my writing, then take it, you son of a bitch. How dare you tell me to leave this Translation Academy? Are you done cursing? Ugh! Jung Pyung-ho's big hand grabbed the lecturer's hand roughly in a second. Jung Pyung-ho shook off the hand of the lecturer, who turned deathly pale and laughed. Now you may leave for real. Okay. Episode 12, The Way to Go Back to You. That sounds romantic. Cool. Let us start to episode 50. Let's just straight into the fucking blackmail. Okay, hopefully this part is a little lighter. All the lights in Poshung during the night were off except for around the prison. As I jumped off the wall, holding Ilgime's shoulders and struggling, I got chills on my neck. I just jumped over the wall of no other than the Poshung. Are we really okay to do this? It's Poshung. I don't think I can do this. I felt so anxious and I kept grabbing the wall and trying to go back, but Ilgime snatched my sleeve. Where are you going? You were such a coward. Coward or whatever. I can't see shit here, and the policemen are gonna keep patrolling. Then we should be careful not to get caught. I researched really well when I stole wanted posters the other day. I can draw the map of the inside of Poshung with my eyes closed. Let's see. I think the residence is that way. What are we doing? Ilgime lowered her body and carefully opened the door of the guest room. Oh, we're doing the breaking and entering now? I think so. She got it right on the first try. I could see Juhi sleeping in the corner of the room with a satisfied... That's right. we set Juhi with Damo. Juhi didn't stop her from... Oh my god, I hope it works out with those two because they'd be so cute together. Anyway, Juhi was sleeping in the room with a satisfied face, probably from a day cuddling with Damo. As I saw Juhi's face, I felt relieved now. We would be in big trouble if we got caught here. Then I heard someone coming from the corridor. I thought it was a policeman, so I hid quickly, but then I heard a familiar voice from the other side. Oh, hey, Woo-sung. Brother? Woo-sung! How did you come here? I came here to take you home since you and Juhi aren't coming back for too long. Woo-sung flinched his thick eyebrows and was very apologetic, just like when we were little. Wait. I think I know why they aren't coming back so fast. I'm sorry. I've been wanting to go back home, but Shim Juhi was so adamant. Yep. Yay. I ship it. I didn't know what to do. Sorry or whatever. Let's just get in first. Ilgime felt frustrated that we kept talking on the outside, so she pushed us inside the room. Her tip of fingers that pushed me was pretty warm. That's a weird thing to notice. As we carefully closed the door, we could hear the footsteps of policemen patrolling outside. Well, save that one. I stood there for a while holding breath and reached my hand to carefully lock the door. Then I went inside and carefully lit the light on the lamp. But then, when I looked around the room with the light on, it didn't look that empty for a guest room. It's weird. It looks like someone was using it. Yes, Damo Jae Soyoung was using this room. Huh? She's a Dama, but she's having her own room? She deserves her own room, excuse you. Right? Isn't she supposed to share a room with other Damos? She has better status! She is the greatest and the smartest person here! Of course she gets her own room! Why are you surprised? She knows nothing but work, so Superintendent Zhang gave her an empty room in the residence so she can organize the investigation data as late she wants at night and sleep here if she wants. With Woo-sung's words, I looked around the room again. I could tell it is Sayeon's room since the room is very clean and tidy. All the blankets and clothes were neatly folded. All the furniture and objects were placed very neatly. I also noticed that she put some notes on the wall in neat Korean letters. For 10 days after 4 days from now, strengthen the defense of the city for the Queen delegate's visitation. Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, breakfast duty with Seoul and Aunt Juyeon. Finish the laundry for group 2 until the day after tomorrow. Under the notes, Juhee was dead asleep. Come on, Juhee, tell me about your day. I'm sure you had fun. I looked at her for a while and shook her out of her sleep. Look! Wake up! What? This is not gonna go well, Hisu. Wake up! Don't punch me. Damo. Gay. Hi. Hey, how was your sleep? You gonna tell me about your day? Huh? Juhee got up, mumbling, then she frowned with an atrocious look after seeing us. What is it? Why are you here? Gosh, why do you think? How long are you gonna stay here? Tell me about it. She's dragging time endlessly, coming here to draw my wanted poster. How wicked is that? You gonna sell me out? She's not here for your wanted poster, Guardian. Look, what kind of petty person abandons their friend because of a girl? See, Hisu knows what's up. Hisu knows what's up, but I'd do the same for Leader Kong, so. What an absurd thing that is. A friend? Since when were we friends? Juhee! Juhee! We're friends! Now you make me sad. Juhee just looked at us with a dumbfounded face. She also seemed like she was half asleep. A Yongbon shouldn't be this petty. Come with us now. What? No, never. Gay. I'm staying here longer. Sayeon. Juhee got flustered and shook her head, but we were faster. Yeah, what happened? I wrote a note saying that we were going home and put that on the ground. No! And I quickly made an eye gesture to Iljime and Woo-sung. No! Woo-sung! I can't seem to communicate with her. Wrap her with the blanket. No! I'm not going. I'm sorry, Juhee. I'm sorry to interrupt love blooming so quickly. But we can't have you selling out Guardian to... I'm sorry. I'm sure there'll be another opportunity. I feel bad. I actually feel bad. But this is payback for you taking me away from Kang Yurin all the time. After getting wrapped and forcefully brought to the tavern, Juhee seemed quite befuddled. Wait, did we literally just bundle her up like a little babushka? She was looking at the dirty wall of the room, then she raised her hand and smacked our shoulders one by one. Hey! I'm sorry. I hate you. All three of you. Iljime stepped back for 3 steps and smiled, holding her shoulder. This lady's fist is made out of steel. I should have never been friends with guys. We were not friends in the first place, though. Juhee! Juhee, you're my bestest friend! It's fine, she'll get over it. Nah, do you think you could have lived in the Poshung forever? You were supposed to come back anyway. Juhee gave a deep sigh and looked up, crossing her arms. So, what is it? You must have had some reason to take me back. She's so cranky about it. I'm sorry. Well, I just felt sour that you went there to draw my wanted poster and didn't come back for a while. Aha! This time it is I that is the pussy block. Ha-ha! Huh. Is that why you kidnapped me here? No, of course not. We have something to ask you for help. What is it? Well, while planning the strategy, we needed someone who's familiar with Yongbon's courtesy. As I carefully mentioned, Juhee got surprised and looked at us as if she was looking at beasts or monsters. Thanks. What? You are all Yongbans here. What's wrong? No, we need more than just regular Yongbans like us. We need someone from Northern Village, and it's better if it's a woman since we want to add a delicate and fragile feeling to it. Right, when I saw it before, this lady's courtesy was amazing. Illusion was biting off a red barley fruit alone, then came closer to us, seconding my words. Then Juhi suddenly frowned. When did you have a chance to see my courtesy? Oh, that's right, she doesn't know yet. Just tell her. At this point, just tell her. Then Illusion realized she made a mistake and held her breath. Red fruits she was eating for quite some time all fell down to the ground. She and Juhi properly introduced themselves when Illusion was on Guardian. Juhi doesn't know that Illusion is actually on Guardian. No, I'm just guessing, because you look really sophisticated. Never mind. Oh, really? But now that I think about it, you look familiar somehow. Juhi ruthlessly put her face right up close to Illusion's face. Illusion freaked out and stepped back, but Juhi didn't move. Have we really not met before? Ugh, where would we see each other? Illusion kept pushing back and her back almost touched the wall. She was really going to get into trouble. I quickly reached my arm and grabbed Juhi. Anyway! Stop. Come with us tomorrow and be like a noble girl, please, would you? I'll thank you in advance. You can have an extra week cuddling with Domo. Then Juhi crossed her arms and turned towards me. I'll do you a favor, so everyone out now. I don't want to see the three guys any longer. That's fair. That's fair. It is I who is the pussy block for once. Me. I'm sorry, Juhi, but that just confirms that they'd be so cute together, and I ship it. Please, please, does this happen on this route? I want it to happen so bad. Oh. The next day, I bought these three, my mighty soldiers, okay, to the Translation Academy. Our plan was simple. According to the data we collected from Jung Pyung-ho's room and gathered, what was going to happen today was pretty clear. Some poor translator must have robbed of his writing to Jung Pyung-ho. So, our plan was to find that translator and talk to him. I think he's ahead of us. I think he already left. As we were about to get in and call someone to greet us, that lecturer we talked the other day happened to be walking out the gate. Oh, so this takes... Okay, so this just happened then. He was holding boxes in a state of deep anxiety, and then when he saw us, he looked away right away. Inside the box was some old luggage. Hello? You were the guys who came the other day. Yes, you remember us. Actually, we wanted to ask you something today as well. I'm not in the mood for talking about Jung Pyung-ho. The translator gave us a sign and was about to head back to where he was going. Oh, your hair's down today. Well, I guess it makes sense. We are in disguise. Please, let's just have a chat for a little. Why are you being like this? This time, Il-Shumei tried to stop him. She used honorific in a very awkward tone, pretending to be my assistant. I could see her swallow it. She must have been really nervous talking to a stranger in the middle of the day. But it seemed like she was getting used to it quite well, much better than when we investigated the metal store incident. The translator took a glance at me and Il-Shumei, then became irritated. His voice got a little louder. Look, I'm kicked out of this translation academy. There, happy? Then let me get going. But would you please spare us some time? What? We really want to talk to you about something. He looked at Juhi's pale face, who stepped up at last, then stopped his feet. See, you can never say no to a pretty girl's face. His house was not that far from the Translation Academy. The house was not that nice since he was too focused on his work to take care of his own house. And his wife, that we took a glance at, was really old. Okay, Judgy. The translator named King Sung-do led us into some shabby room and brought out old teacups. The tea boiled in silence. So, what is it? I thought you were looking for a professor the other day. We did. We found out where my benefactor lives thanks to you. Thank you very much. That's good to hear. But then when we went to his home, he already passed away. It was too late. Instead, I got to meet this lady and gentleman who are his relatives. I told him the fake story and pointed to Juhi. Juhi bowed her head in a decent way. We told her to act like she was a relative of a professor, so she was doing it now. My name is Kim Soon-yo. My family's from Kim Hae and we're from Samhyun faction. I'm a granddaughter of the fourth cousin, Kim Pil-jo, who was a professor when he was alive. We received a lot of benefits from him in the Translation Academy when he was alive. I'm so glad to see you today. My family's from Gyeoryong. Oh, I think my nephew's wife might be related to you. Wait a minute. His generation is... Oh! His name is Hyun Bae. They use the meaning wise for Hyun. Is that so? Oh, then he is the same generation as me. Then you are my niece by descent. Juhi and the translator exchanged lengthy greetings for a while. Okay, that makes sense. As we expected from Juhi, she was quite decent and had the dignity and silver tongue of a Yongbon. After their greeting, the translator's attitude got much softer. So, what is it that you wanted to ask me? Oh, turned out this lady here was looking for something, so I came here with her. Lecturer Kim Sung-ho. I heard that your writing is going to be presented to the Queen delegates this time. Huh. The lecturer Kim Sung-do shook his head bitterly. He seemed like he was scorning himself, or he seemed like he found it ridiculous as well. Whatever it is, he seems like he's already been over it. I don't know how you heard about that, but I've already lost my writing to some young folk who was in a higher position than mine. This is how government office works. Thanks to that, I got to leave the Translation Academy. Ah, that's what we saw at the top of the episode, okay. I'm going to leave Hanyang within a couple days. I'm going to go back to my hometown and maybe do some farming, and I felt bad asking him about what we already knew. When I looked around, he already packed his luggage. It seemed like he already sold his house and was about to go back to his hometown for good. Are all the people who stood against Jung Pyung-ho suffering helplessly like him? When I looked up, the translator's eyes were gloomy like those of a crying man. He was smiling out of courtesy, but he couldn't control the look in his eyes. So, you get it now? The writing is not mine now. So if you want to talk about it, you have to ask that prick Jung Pyung-ho who stole my writing. No. Only you who actually wrote that writing can help us. What are you talking about? Because we're looking for the original texts that you referred to when you wrote. Do you still have those? The original texts? The original texts I referred to when I wrote the congratulatory poem for Qing delegates? Yes. I still have them, but why do you ask? Ujime and Juhi whispered on the back. I could feel they were talking about something they already planned. She hesitated for a while, and as soon as I gave her a sign with my eyes, Juhi stepped up. It's a long story. I'm an orphan, and I lost most of my family's fortune to my guardian, my uncle. I'm trying to get back my father's poem, at least. I don't care about the money in the house my uncle took away from me, but those poems are the poems my father wrote for me. Huh. How pitiful, even though you're born in such a nice family. Then I heard that the Translation Academy collected some writings from private individuals for congratulatory poems for Qing delegates. Can I please have the original text back? I want my father's poem back. But we have to give them back to all the original owners after this event. It's going to be a big problem if the Translation Academy took some of them away. But you said you've already left the Translation Academy. That's true. I spent my whole life for that place and with just a little money. The lecturer laughed vainly. He was not responsible for anything happening in the Translation Academy anymore. Since he got kicked out of that place even before he could hand over the business, he's not to blame for whatever happens in the Translation Academy. He has become weak now. I should follow my gut that made me run Jung Huso for 5 years and push him now. I searched through my empty pocket and waved confidently. Mr. Lecturer, I'll pay you more than enough for the original text. I say with my hand in my empty pocket. I can give you as much money as you want. Would Tunyong be enough for you? Mr. Hisu, we don't have that kind of money. Brother? Juhi and Woosun got surprised and shouted quietly. Ujime didn't care and was just sitting there blankly. The lecturer was surprised by the amount of money I suggested. I smacked Iljime's shoulder hard. Ow! Hey, assistant! Search your pocket and give this gentleman the money. What? Me? Then who else? Give him the money. Your money is my money. As I yelled so naturally, Iljime searched her pocket and gave the lecturer her money in an unguarded moment. After giving him her money, she came to senses and tilted her head strangely. Wait, that is... So, Mr. Lecturer, should we continue? When I was about to continue like nothing, Iljime grabbed the back of my neck. Ugh. Can you excuse us for a second? I have an urgent matter to discuss with my master. We'll be back soon. I'm dead. Oh, wow. Why is the game's lagging a little? After taking me out of the room, Iljime pushed me under the shade of the tree and grabbed me by my throat. Hey, it's not a little money. How dare you rob me of that much money? I had to persuade him. What was I supposed to do? Money is the best policy in this situation, and you can just steal more. When I had the audacity to frown at her, Iljime became flustered. But it's just too much. Is that why you took me outside? I'm just borrowing the money. I was gonna give the money back to you. It's not gonna take long. Scholar, I forgot that you were the slyest girl in the world. How do I trust you? Well then, I'll write you a promissory note. Huh? I pulled out the thick brush with the lid on, shook off the water and quickly signed the paper and gave it to her. I, Kim Hisu, will pay back Tunyang that I borrowed from Iljime until the end of this month. I hold Jung Huso as collateral. If I don't pay him back, that store becomes Iljime's property. Iljime's eyes got bigger when she saw what I held as collateral. She was furious just until now, but she's calm all of a sudden. She looked at me, not knowing what to do, and she ended up feeling bad for me. You're holding Jung Huso as collateral? Isn't it too much? I can just use my money. It's fine. It's fine. Just take it. Don't remind me to give the money back sooner with that strong collateral. Put it in your pocket. I patted her back to go back inside now, and I opened the door first. My plan might not be working if I don't finish persuading and get out of this house quickly. And while we were gone, Shuhi's wiping the tears off her face with her sleeve. What did you do? What were you doing when What? Eh? I want to see my father's poem. Juhi was crying out loud, falling down on the floor. Oh God, come here. It's okay. Wait, she's pretending. Go cry in the corner by yourself. She was completely different from when she pretended to be a peddler and got robbed of the binyo. That was ages ago. I'm surprised if anyone remembers that. As I got surprised and looked at Juhi, she glared at me angrily. I could feel a deep anger in her determination that she would kill me if I dragged any longer from her eyes. I'm sorry. Mr. Lecturer, please, look at my pathetic friend there on the floor, bawling her little baby eyes out. The lecturer hesitated for a while and then ended up giving a sigh and putting out a box. Since I got the money and you asked me sincerely, I'll give them to you. Which one of these is yours? Can we just take the whole box? What? Let us take all the original text. After we find out what we need, we'll give back the rest of the Translation Academy. The lecturer hesitated a little, then nodded and turned around. Well, sure, since I have to go back to my hometown anyway. That easy? Well, not that easy. Juhi had to bawl her eyes out. I'm sorry. I felt light on the foot on the way back with the box of original text. Woo-sung went ahead carrying the box, and following behind him was Juhi, me, and Iljime at the very last. When I looked back at Iljime, she was looking around pedestrians with a discouraged face. Look what you made me do. You made me so frustrated when you pretended to be a peddler, but now you're an expert? Forget it. It's really hard to find a generous person like me. Do you understand? You sound like Iljime when you say that. When we were just casually chatting, Iljime didn't say anything much. She was just looking around, scratching her temple, as if she was a noble lady who had never walked outside before. As I went up to her and dragged her by her wrist, Iljime looked at me with a bitter face. Hey, Scholar, are you really going to be okay to hold your store as collateral? Why are you still thinking about it? It's nothing. There's no point in regretting later. And is there something weird around here? What are you looking at? You were walking so fast at night. Because it's morning now. I've always been lying in bed and getting medicinal herbs at this time of day. Iljime smiled awkwardly, then she went past me and caught up with Woo-sung. Her shoulders with their hands folded on the back were so slender and didn't look so strong when I saw him in a broad daylight. Aw. Oh. Okay. It didn't take long to get to Junghuso after passing through 2 alleys. As Woo-sung pulled out a metal rod and opened Junghuso, Iljime and Juhi followed him inside as if they were his little sisters. Aw. Woo-sung put the box in the corner and got to the store after me. I should have married the son of the interior minister as I knew my life would be like this. No, because then you wouldn't have met Damo. Come on. While Juhi sat in the chair and started complaining about her life, Iljime leaned against the table and closed her eyes. She was smiling for some reason. Maybe I should take the rent again. Huh? And Iljime's eyes opened wide all of a sudden. What? Iljime's eyes raised a little, and Iljime asked Juhi, smiling awkwardly. What do you mean taking the rent? You kind of guessed that I'm not their real sister, right? I'm the owner of this store. I'm letting them use it without getting any rent. That's right, I forgot about that. And this promissory note about holding the store as collateral. Iljime pulled out the promissory note and looked at me with a befuddled face. Her empty eyes slowly started to glow with the light. I got to go outside for a while, ha ha ha, bye. Are you kidding me? Iljime swung the broomstick next to her and came at me. Hey, you can't treat my brother like this. Whatever, he needs some lessons. Right, I don't know what this is, but he needs some lessons. Hey! Aww. After running around the Junghuso and breaking some stuff, Iljime put down the broomstick with a pouty face. Woo-sung couldn't properly stop him nor moved aside, then stopped his feet. And I became completely exhausted running away and sat down on the spot. Then I could smell someone cooking rice from the window up high. I met Iljime's eyes sitting down on the floor. I'm hungry. Do you want to go eat something? Sure. Let's go to the tavern or anywhere. Huh? I'm good. I'm not comfortable being in the crowd when it's bright. Why are you acting like a noble lady? Do you want some long coat? Juhi was like that at first, but now she's scolding Iljime for it. A real noble lady Guardian swallowed awkwardly and looked at me. You just look like my assistant in anyone's eyes. Let's go. Woo-sung, who's watching us, nodded and pushed the chair inside. I'll lock the door. Aw, family dinner, cute. When we went out, the street got much brighter. The alley we were in was still under the shade, but the sun was up high and the day was hot. While waiting for Woo-sung to lock the door, Iljime looked around the people with the face that I couldn't tell what she was thinking. Now all we need to do is just wait. I couldn't see her face as she was turning her back against me. I could only see her fingers from her folded hands on her back wandering in the air. Only the tip of her cool, colored hair was illuminating under the sun. Oh, okay. I guess that's over. Cool. Oh, I guess we're in a memory now. 3 years ago, Guardian first succeeded in stealing on the day of the winter solstice. Her palms were sweating a lot. She clenched her fists too tight that she left the nail marks on her palms, and her wrists were deathly pale. As she put down the sack, she noticed for the first time that the wind is cold. As she took a deep breath, her chest felt like exploding. Ilgime. My other name is going to be Ilgime from now on. After less than half a year, as she was getting used to it and people were starting to recognize her, she first met that kid, a young Yamban who was so determined to catch her for some reason. A lame scholar with an oversized dopo and a deathly pale face that looked weaker than a girl. He was panting so hard that he almost cried and glaring at Guardian angrily. The distance between them was too far, so she couldn't see his face well, but she could clearly hear his voice shouting out loud. I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna rip you off in pieces! What? I'll get you. She was dumbfounded and couldn't say anything, then just came home. She was lying down in bed, pretending to be sick, and she kept thinking of that voice. Rip me off in pieces. Me. Why? She was befuddled at this random verbal abuse. Is he the family of the house I robbed? But I've never done anything so bad to deserve that kind of curse. It started to bother her and she couldn't sleep well that night. She had no idea what that was about, but she kept thinking about it. A month had passed. Since the first day she saw him, that weird scholar was everywhere she went. If she robs this house, he was there. If she robs that house, he was there as well. He always brought policemen with him. There, let's go that way. We're going to be able to catch him today. Huh? There's his shadow. That freaking lunatic. Are we just recalling all the times that we've met? I'm gonna catch him today. Yeah, we are. She didn't know how he predicted all her routes, but she got to see his face at least 1/3 of the time. And Guardian wasn't just bothered anymore and started to get frustrated about it. He's crazy. He's just completely insane. What kind of lunatic is following me so persistently like that? Why? Guardian didn't just sit there and let him bother her. She purposely lured him to a rougher and harsher path and tried to make him give up. But that scholar didn't give up at all and kept showing up there and bothered Guardian. She got to know why finally one day on the wall of some house. She accidentally heard that scholar, covered with wounds following her, talking to his brother. I don't even wish to talk to Ilgime. The hat. I should take the hat away from him. Hat? My bamboo hat. I wish I could see that ornament on his hat up close just once. He's always so fast that I can't see him up close for once. When I think about it, maybe it's not the guy we were looking for. Oh, I thought Ilgime was... Oh, that makes sense. While listening to the brothers' conversation, Guardian took off her bamboo hat and looked down at it. There was the ornament she took from the top of some Yangban's gat when she robbed his house. She purposely put that on her hat to mock wealthy Yangbans. What story lies behind this ornament? She tried so hard to get this bamboo hat that it's the same size and the same shape that the real Ilgime used. Guardian debated for a while, then left her bamboo hat on the spot before she left as if she left it by mistake. Oh, you left it for me. Oh. Since then, that scholar never chased Guardian again and disappeared completely. It was after a year-long chase. Guardian had to spend several days getting a bamboo hat similar to that one. She got to see that scholar again when Posheng was expanding their investigation. Guardian became quite famous now. People were talking about her everywhere, and both Zhao Posheng and U Posheng were said to cooperate to catch Guardian. The scholar was helping U Posheng often around that time. He gave some information he gathered when he used to chase her, and helped them closing in on Ilgime, and even helped them guard some places in advance. What is it? Why isn't he chasing himself like before and just help them from the back? His name is Kim Hesu. He's such a crappy scholar that lives across the Heejung Bridge. He's a young bum, but instead of studying, he was running a weird business with his bulky brother. She looked into his background, but it didn't satisfy her curiosity. She found out that all he does was just help Posheng and get some money. Was he just trying to make some money? Then what was that when he first chased me? Why did he have to chase me with that face that was about to cry? This was ridiculous. Why was she thinking about the guy she only knows the name for so long? She knew about him unilaterally for 3 years. That lame guy wouldn't even know her name or her face. If they happened to run into each other, he would think that this is the first time they ever met. She's been watching him change the color of his dopo, gaining and losing the weight, and she could even tell that he was crying on some night by his puffy eyes. She saw his shabby clothes change into a little better clothes, and she found out that he became decent looking now thanks to some merchant's generous gift. Yeah, that would be Leader Kong, wouldn't it? Oh, I miss her. Oh, where's this? Oh. Hey, what are you doing? Why can't you hear me? Huh? She was lost in thought for a while and couldn't even hear Hisu talking to her. Guardian frowned again and crossed her arms. How rude. How dare you say hey to a noble lady? Then what should I call you? Hisu made her eyebrows slanted, holding the pile of original texts. She didn't feel safe putting the important documents in Shunghuso where there's a very weak lock. So they decided to move the original text to Guardian's storage that she got when she was doing Iljime's jobs. Aw. But they couldn't bring Juhi or Wusung to On Guardian's house, so only Hisu could follow her. What do you think? I told you to call me politely like the great Iljime, but you didn't listen. I'm not gonna call you that. Oh my great Iljime. Hisu joked about it again. I wouldn't have let you be like this if you were a guy. I was just so shocked that you were a girl and I felt bad. So I unconsciously asked you to be my friend. Sure, little crow. I would have been nicer to you if you were a guy. You were insane imitating Iljime when you were a girl. While answering indifferently, Hisu put the pile of original text in the corner of the storage. Then she just sat on it. So, how do you want me to call you? Wouldn't it be weird if I call you Lady Guardian now, my lady? Huh. Rian. What? Of course, that would be too rude of me to call you right. Aw, pet names? That's adorable. Hisu stepped back and laughed as if it was a joke. Well, you know, old men, they said sometimes they just become friends regardless of their social status when they are too old. Even though they are yongbon and a lowly plebeian, they call each other's name and play go and... My gosh, then do I have to watch you being kleptomaniac until you become an old lady to overcome the differences in our social status? Kleptomaniac? Who are you called kleptomaniac? Only after being stabbed on the waist by the edge of her hand did Hisu stop talking, shivering her body. Hisu lowered her head for a while, then exhaled a breath and put her hand on the pile of original texts. We both knew. Now we only have a few days left until we have revenge against Shang Pyung-ho. We were just saying anything and trying to laugh brightly because we were a little scared and nervous. Hisu swept the dust on the books with her finger and looked up. Ever since I was little, I thought I was gonna die when I'm over 30. Huh? That is called bullshit. You swore! You actually swore! I'm not sure, but... As they met their eyes, the tails of Hisu's eyes slightly bent. I wish we can grow old together. Aww. Guardian felt woozy for a second. Hisu was saying something more, laughing, but she couldn't hear what she was saying. Well, it's no harm to dream big. Let me think about it after we finish what we need to deal with right now. At the same time, there was a sound of drumming and trumpets from the distance. Well, moment over, I guess, but aww, Hisu wants to grow old with her. I'm still not feeling like a big, massive romance here, but it's subtle, and I kind of appreciate that. Anyway, they all looked at the main road at the same time. The sound of policemen walking in line, the smell of dust arisen by people running around, and the sound of hoofbeats getting louder and louder from the back. It was the sound of Qing delegates coming into Hanyang. Oh fuck. Okay, so I guess that was the moment before whatever we're planning. Okay, then I think I'm going to call that one here because I feel like our plan's really going to start rocketing in emotion and that's going to be a whole other thing. So we'll carry on with this next time, but thank you so much whoever happens to be watching this. Like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. Until next time, bye!